Before you scroll, pause for a moment. This message is not random. It is meant for someone who has stayed strong for a long time, stayed quiet for too long, and feels tired in ways that other people do not fully understand. If that feels familiar, stay with these words. There is someone who does not see you as a challenge or a prize or just a temporary feeling. They look at you and sense something much deeper. They feel a quiet pull to stay close to you. They feel a need to protect your peace and to ease the weight you carry, even without you saying much. If you have ever wondered if a love like this really exists, keep listening. Because what you are about to hear might reach a part of you that has been waiting for a very long time to feel seen. Not everyone will stay and listen all the way through. Many people turn away when something feels too real. But if you are still here, that already means something. It means a part of your heart is paying attention. By the time you reach the end of this, you may start to see your life, your pain, and your path ahead in a different way. So take a slow breath and stay with this. The kind of love being described here is not loud. It does not chase attention. It does not try to impress. It moves quietly. But when it is real, it changes things deeply. This person wants to marry you, not for shallow reasons, not because of looks, not because of status, not because they feel empty and need someone to fill a space. They want to marry you because something inside them feels deeply moved by who you are. They notice how much you have handled on your own. They sense the quiet battles you never fully explain. They see the strong face you show to the world, the steady voice you use, and the way you keep going even when life feels heavy. And instead of stepping away from that, they feel drawn closer, not because they feel sorry for you, but because they respect you, because they care in a real way, because their love grows stronger the more they understand you. They think about you in a serious way. Their love is calm and steady. It does not need attention. It does not need to prove itself. It simply stays. They notice your smile, but they also notice your silence. They feel the small changes in your energy. They see when you say you are okay, but your eyes say something else. And every time they notice that, they feel the same quiet thought. They want to be the place where you can finally rest. They want to help carry what you have been carrying alone. If this is already speaking to you, keep going. It becomes deeper. When they imagine a future with you, they are not thinking about perfect moments or pictures. They are thinking about real life. They think about mornings when you feel tired before the day even starts. They think about nights when old memories come back without warning. They think about stressful days, uncertain days, and days when you feel completely drained. And they imagine being there for all of it. Not just your happiness, but your difficult moments too. They imagine standing beside you, supporting you, protecting your peace, and helping you breathe a little easier. They want a connection built on trust, patience, honesty, and understanding. They do not want to stand outside your life. They want to be part of it, step by step, day by day. Through the good and the hard, through hope and healing, through every season that life brings. And this is important. They are not trying to fix you. They do not see you as broken. They see your strength. They see your ability to keep going. They see someone who has kept a soft heart in a world that has not always been kind, and that truth moves them more than they can explain. They see beyond your calm appearance. They see the weight you carry behind it. They see the thoughts that keep you awake at night. They see the way you smile even when you feel disappointed or tired. They notice how often you give more than you receive, how often you listen instead of speaking, how often you create space for others while quietly asking for nothing in return. And what they feel when they see this is not fear. It is devotion. They want to stand beside you. They want to share the weight. They want to make things lighter for you, both emotionally and practically. They want to be someone you do not have to protect yourself from. Because what people truly need is not attention or praise. What people need is to be seen. Not the version they show the world, but the real version. The tired one, the healing one, the hopeful one, the one still learning to trust. And this person is drawn to all of it. That is why this love feels different. It does not stay on the surface. It chooses something deeper. They do not want to gain something from you. They are not trying to control you or show you off. They want to care for you. They want to protect the soft parts of you. They want to ease the pressure you carry without making you feel weak. Their love is not rushed. It is patient. It understands that healing takes time, that trust grows slowly, that wounds do not disappear after one conversation. They are willing to stay through that process. They are willing to show up again and again until their actions speak clearly. They are there. They are not leaving. And you do not have to carry everything alone anymore. They do not want to take away your independence. They admire your strength. They admire how you survived, how you kept your heart open, how you still believe in connection after everything. Their love is not about competing. It is about standing beside you. They pay attention in a deeper way than most people. Many people only notice actions, but this person notices feelings. They hear what is not said. They notice small pauses in your voice. They sense when something feels off, even if you say everything is fine. And instead of pushing you for answers, they stay gentle. They stay present. They let their presence comfort you. That is what makes this love feel safe. It does not depend on how well you are doing. It stays even when things are hard. It reminds you that you matter, not because you are perfect, but because you are you. This is why some love in the past may not have felt safe, because it was conditional. But this is different. This person understands pain. They know that sometimes you do not need advice. Sometimes you need quiet. Sometimes you need space. Sometimes you just need someone beside you without pressure. They want to be that presence. They imagine a relationship where both joy and pain can exist together, where laughter and healing can happen at the same time, where difficult days do not break the connection, but strengthen it. They imagine a peaceful future, not confusing, not chaotic, stable, calm, real. They think about simple days with you, and those days feel meaningful to them. A quiet morning, a small check-in after a long day, a gentle touch when your thoughts feel heavy, a silence that feels safe instead of uncertain. They imagine a home where your mind can finally relax, where love does not feel like it will disappear. They want to solve problems with you, not against you. They want to build a life where both of you feel secure. They want the everyday life, not just the exciting moments, because real love lives in those quiet, ordinary days. And for them, those days with you are enough. And that truth says more than it may seem at first. Surface-level love gets excited by the high points. It shines during the best moments. It shows up when everything feels easy. But real love prepares for the ordinary days. It quietly asks how it can make your life softer. It looks for ways to protect your peace. It chooses to be consistent so you never have to question where you stand. That is the kind of future they imagine with you. A future that feels stable, loyal, calm, still full of feeling, but deeply grounded. And if you are still here, then maybe a part of you already understands something important. Stability is not boring. Stability is beautiful. Stability is what allows a tired heart to finally breathe without fear. They can see that your pain did not come from just one moment. It came from patterns, from being misunderstood again and again, from giving deeply and receiving very little in return, from staying loyal while others stayed unsure. It came from hoping someone would finally choose you clearly and fully, without confusion, without distance, without mixed signals. And instead, you were met with uncertainty or shifting feelings. They understand how exhausting that has been. They see how those experiences taught you to stay alert, to expect disappointment before it even happens, to hold part of yourself back, to keep one foot near the door just in case. They understand why you became careful, why you do not always say what you need, why trust feels expensive, why being chosen can still feel hard to believe, even when you want it so deeply. And instead of judging those parts of you, they respond with gentleness. They are not asking you to become easier. They are asking to love you in a real way. They want their actions to match their words. They want their presence to remove doubt, not create more of it. They do not want you lying awake wondering where you stand with them. They do not want you shrinking yourself to keep the peace. They do not want your heart to go through one more cycle of being left behind. They want to love you in a way that slowly teaches your body something new. They want you to feel that closeness can be calm, that consistency can be real, that love can stay. If that idea feels almost too good to believe, stay with it a little longer. Because sometimes the heart recognizes truth before the mind can accept it. Still, this kind of love does ask something from you too. Not all at once, not with pressure, not with any strict timeline. But at some point, it will ask for something that may feel unfamiliar. It will ask you to let it in. Not the strong version of you that handles everything alone, not the version that hides the hard parts. It will ask for the real version, the one that is still healing, the one that still feels afraid sometimes, the one that expects love to leave the moment it starts to feel safe. This love will be patient, but it will gently invite you to stop preparing for its ending, because that is what pain teaches us. Pain teaches us to expect loss before love even settles. It teaches us to stay guarded, to love halfway, to protect parts of ourselves so we do not break again. But this person is not preparing to leave. They are preparing to stay. And that difference changes everything. It changes how your body feels when you are around them. It changes what a quiet evening means. It changes how silence feels when it is no longer used to punish or distance. It changes how deeply you can rest when someone simply wants your truth, not a performance. If you have spent years surviving while staying on guard, hear this clearly. Safe love might feel unfamiliar at first. It might even feel strange. But strange does not mean wrong. Sometimes it just means new. And new can be the beginning of healing. The deepest healing rarely happens alone. It happens inside safe connection. Inside a bond where you are seen without judgment, supported without control, loved without conditions. That is what this person wants to give. Not perfection, not a fantasy life without difficulty, but real presence, honest care, a steady heart beside yours through every season. They want to know the full truth of who you are, your past, your fears, your quiet wins, your habits when you feel tired, your silence when things become too much, your softness when you finally feel safe enough to stop pretending. And none of it pushes them away. It brings them closer. Their love is quiet, but it is strong. It is steady like roots. It does not need to prove itself loudly. It builds slowly. It holds. It remains. It shows itself in small actions that slowly become everything. Checking on you without being asked. Remembering what drains you. Protecting your peace when you are too tired to say anything. Helping without turning it into something you owe. Making your life easier in simple ways. These things may seem small, but they are not small to someone who has carried too much for too long. That is why this kind of love feels life-changing. Not because it is dramatic, but because it is dependable. And dependable love is rare. They are drawn to your strength, but not to challenge it. They are drawn to it because it tells the story of everything you have survived. They know you have made sacrifices. They know you have endured pain quietly. They know there were days you kept going with nothing but willpower. And they are committed to being someone who makes life lighter for you, not heavier. They want being with them to feel like relief. They want rest to become normal in your life, not something you only feel after complete exhaustion. They want to notice your tiredness before you say it. They want to share responsibilities without resentment. They want to support you in real, practical ways that protect your peace. This is not performative love. This is lived love. It shows up in everyday moments and continues long after the excitement fades. They understand that vulnerability is not weakness. They understand that letting someone close is one of the hardest things to do. And they want to be worthy of that trust every single day. If something inside you reacts to these words, do not ignore it. Sometimes your heart understands before your mind can explain. Stay with that feeling. Let it guide you, because there is a reason this is reaching you. They imagine marriage not as a single event, but as a shared life. A life built in quiet, consistent moments. Waking up beside you on calm mornings. Holding you when old memories return. Being a steady voice when your thoughts feel too loud. Being a calm presence when life feels overwhelming. They imagine small, meaningful moments, a quiet look that says they are there with you. A home that feels safe instead of tense. A love that stays, even when things are difficult. They want to be the reason your body slowly relaxes, the reason your breathing softens, the reason you stop expecting disappointment all the time. Not because life becomes perfect, but because love becomes consistent, because care becomes real, because honesty becomes normal. They want their actions to answer your fears before your fears even have to speak. And yes, this kind of love is rare. It takes patience. It takes emotional awareness. It takes maturity. It takes choosing peace over control, presence over performance. But rare does not mean impossible. It means valuable. It means worth recognizing. And if you have stayed until this moment, maybe a part of you already knows something. Maybe a part of you is starting to believe that the love you once thought was too much to ask for is actually the kind that fits you. So hear this clearly. You are not too much. You are not too difficult. You are not invisible. The kind of love that wants to ease your pain does not come with chaos or confusion. It comes with calm, with steadiness, with a quiet, consistent choice that continues every day. When that love arrives, you will not have to perform for it. You will not have to shrink for it. You will not have to prove your worth again and again. It will stay. It will respect your strength. It will protect your softness. It will walk beside your healing. It will not erase your past, but it will stop your past from controlling your future. And maybe that is what your heart has been waiting for. Not perfection, not rescue, just someone real, someone steady, someone whose love feels like peace after years of noise. If this touched something inside you, hold on to that feeling. Let it remind you that this kind of love is possible. It is real. And somewhere, even now, there may be someone choosing you quietly, carefully, and with the full intention to stay.